whatever the case may be. I just think it's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy. When they ask, you voice your opinion if they want your opinion, man, early on, because everybody is looking for you to say anything and they're gonna splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing.
LeBron James just called out The View for their take on Caitlin Clark, and it's not pretty. They said her success was all about white privilege, but LeBron, he's got a different story to tell. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. He's breaking down Clark's game like never before. From record-breaking stats to skyrocketing viewership, LeBron's spilling the tea on why Clark's success is anything but privileged. You ready for some hard truths? The WNBA's never seen anything like Caitlin Clark before. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it entirely. Let's talk numbers because they're wild. The moment Clark steps on the court, ticket sales explode. It's like everyone suddenly remembered basketball exists and they all want a piece of the action.
Caitlin Clark, phenomenal run.
Yeah.
I saw her the other night, by the way. I saw her the other night.
Whatever the case may be, I just think it's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in. We're not putting all our faith in the 18-year-old kid or, all this hype we've been here, all this, so I came in with the narrative, but I didn't come in with that type of aura. I just wanted to come in and learn from the vets and then put the work in. So I think for my advice to Caitlin,
but you know how it goes. Some folks aren't thrilled. They're saying it's just hype, that Clark's not really that special. But here's the thing, the stats are screaming a different story, and it's loud. Imagine this, Clark's first game pulled in more viewers than some NBA playoff games. That's not just impressive, it's mind-blowing. We're talking about a rookie in the WNBA outdrawing seasoned NBA stars. It's like Clark's got some kind of magic that makes people grab their remotes and tune in. And it's not just TV numbers going crazy. The arenas are packed to the brim. People are literally fighting for tickets. It's like every game Clark plays is the hottest concert in town. You've got fans who've never watched a WNBA game in their lives suddenly painting their faces and screaming their lungs out. You want to know how much more viewership Clark's bringing to the WNBA? Brace yourself.
In the locker room, in-game situations was kind of, just had this kind of, like you said, you don't want to say hate, but just like animosity, like towards my own teammates that I had to be on the floor with, practicing with, on the planes with. And my advice to anyone that comes in with this, this level of notoriety, out of this world expectation. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy.
We're talking about a 300% increase. That's not a typo. Clark's games are pulling in 3 times the usual audience. It's like she flipped a switch and suddenly everyone's a women's basketball fan. But here's the kicker. This isn't just a one-time thing. It's not like people watched one game and went back to their regular programming. No, Clark's keeping them coming back for more. Every game she plays, the numbers stay high. It's like she's single-handedly lifting the entire league. And get this, social media is going nuts too. Clark's highlights are everywhere. People who couldn't tell you the first thing about basketball are suddenly experts on no-look passes and step-back threes. It's like Clark's not just playing basketball, she's starting a movement. But hold up, we're just getting started. You won't believe what happened next. Just when you think you've seen it all, Clark pulls another rabbit out of her hat. And trust me, it's gonna make your jaw drops. Clark's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the rule book. Remember those franchise records we talked about? That was just the warm-up. Wait till you hear what she did next. You thought Clark was just about filling seats. Think again, this rookie's changing the entire game, and it's wild. First game out, Clark's dishing assists like she's been in the league for years. Some of the vets are watching, and you can see their jaws drop. It's like they've never seen anything like this before. But here's the thing, it's not just about Clark scoring, she's making everyone around her better. It's like she's got this magic touch, turning average players into superstars. The whole team's playing at a different level when Clark's on the court. Now you'd think everyone would be thrilled, right? Wrong. Some of the old guard aren't happy. There's all this talk about paying dues and respecting the game. It's like they're scared Clark's changing things too fast. But you know what? The numbers don't lie. Clark's breaking records left and right. Most double-doubles, most three-pointers, most career games with 10 or more assists. And this is just her first season. It's like she looked at the Fever's record book and said, nah, let's rewrite all of this.
When they ask you, voice your opinion if they want your opinion, man, early on, because everybody is looking for you to say anything and they're gonna splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing. Prepare yourself, work on your game, work on your craft, kind of keep your mouth shut, and just learn from the vets. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane.
And just when you think you've heard it all, LeBron James steps in. Yeah, that LeBron, the king himself. You won't believe what he said about Clark. He's out here saying she's the reason why a lot of great things are going to happen for the WNBA. That's huge. But LeBron didn't stop there. He's comparing Clark to legends like Michael Jordan and Serena Williams. He's saying Clark could transform women's basketball the same way those icons changed their sports. That's not just hype, that's a whole different level of respect. LeBron's got some advice for Clark too. He's telling her to focus on her game and enjoy her success. Ignore the haters, he says, just keep doing what you're doing. And you know what? With the way Clark's playing, that might be the best advice she could get.
And I think for her, the one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. For anyone that's, in sports that's flown commercial or flown, charter, that should be celebrated. And it's because of Caitlin Clark. Don't get it twisted.
So here we are, watching history unfold. Clark's not just playing the game, she's changing it. And whether the old guard likes it or not, women's basketball is never going to be the same. The Clark era has begun, and it's looking pretty incredible. So here's the deal. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's shaking up the whole WNBA. The numbers are screaming it, and even LeBron James is backing her up. It's like she walked into the league and flipped everything upside down. You know what's crazy? LeBron and Charles Barkley are saying Clark's gonna change things we never thought possible. They're talking about private charter flights for teams. That's never happened in WNBA history. It's like Clark showed up and suddenly everyone's seeing what women's basketball can really be. What's next for the WNBA? Who knows, but with Clark in the mix, it's going to be wild. More viewers, more money, more respect. Clark's not just a player, she's a game changer. And whether the old guard likes it or not, the future of women's basketball is here. It's got Caitlin Clark written all over it.